actor in amazing ways and not so much. We're Ben and Syya, and welcome to the Gnaw On This Business Bites podcast. This show is all about real life things we all deal with every day, how they relate to business, and how to make some sense out of our daily chaos. Welcome to the show. And welcome back to another episode of Gnaw On This Business Bites. I'm Ben. This is Syya. And this week, we want to get a little personal. And we're going to talk about music. Music is, you can see how excited Syya is. Because she is the music queen. She is far more literate about music than I am. I'm an 80s guy. Let's say I was born in 69, late 70s, 80s, maybe into the early 90s, Beyond that, I hit a wall. And I fully admit it. I've got a 19-year-old kid. I listen to his music at times. Sometimes I like it. Most of the time I don't. But I couldn't tell you who it is. And, so my son laughs at me because we turned on the radio. And sure enough, what is it? It's 80s music. So I'm embracing who I am. I'm a Gen Xer. I like my rock. I like my Billy Joel. I like my Bruce Springsteen. And, that's how I've lived my life for the last 50 plus years. But Syya, you're the queen of music. I'm going to let you know on this because I think you're going to go crazy on this one.
You know what's funny? I have nothing to say. I'm kidding. No, Of course I've everything to say. I have a song in my head all moments of the day. Like, there's always a song in my head, and it doesn't matter what genre, with the exception of country. I could never get into country. However, I like to listen to it live. So my country music loving friends, don't worry. I'll still go to a concert with you. But music to me truly makes the world go round. Music to me brings humanity together. Music is a great connector that you might have absolute fundamental disagreements in life. You want to be a Republican or a Democrat, or you like the color black and the other person likes the color white. It doesn't matter. You got a song that is cool that everyone just like jams to together. And suddenly it's like the whole stadium is singing together. Right. Like, perfect example. And I've never been a Bon Jovi fan, but that fracking song, the Living on a Prayer.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone in a karaoke bar or in a stadium where they start playing that song and no one sings and they just sit there and stare at each other. No, everyone by the chorus is like jumping up and down and screaming, living on a prayer together. I love that. I love that because we need that more in our relationships with our colleagues, with our clients, with our family, with ourselves. Music makes the world go round.
And it does. I have this vivid memory. I was living in Israel, and this is back in 89 and 90. And I was at the University, Hebrew University of Jerusalem. And my counselor, I guess my dorm counselor, was a guy by the name of Tzachi. And Tzachi was 3 years older than I was, 2-3 years older than I was. And you could tell exactly how old he was because every word that came out of his mouth were lyrics to songs, because that's how he learned English.
Oh,
He fully admitted that his idioms and his colloquialisms and everything, that the way that he learned English was through music. So you sit there at time and you listen and you go, oh my God. And you know exactly what song it is. You know exactly when he was listening to it. And it was hysterical because you would sit there and listen to his English, and it was all, based on lyrics of different songs. And it was charming and cute on one side and annoying on the other, because you're sitting there
no way.
You didn't quite get what they were trying to say, but that's all right. You know?
God. Ben, oh my God. Can I just I need to meet your friend, because that is like my soulmate, because I've shifted into leaning into my personality far more in the last year or so.
Sure.
And if you'll notice all my LinkedIn posts, so anyone that wants to connect with me on LinkedIn, I have started basically starting out posts with lyrics. that's kind of like
Absolutely.
thematic to the post that I'm making, because 99% of the people will just look at the first 3 lines and not even read anything else on posts anymore. So if I can just put like a few lyrics of a song that is like the gist of my point of my post, I'm all for it. And most people know those songs. So then it's just another level of them to connect with me.
And
I am the one person that's probably annoying you to death, and I've done this to you before, Ben, which is you'll say something and then you'll say like 2 snippets of a phrase, and all of a sudden I just have to sing that lyric of that phrase
yes, you
back at
do.
you.
Yes, you do. Actually, I find it funny. I actually truly I do find it funny. I love that. I mean, I think that music enables us, as you said before, to bring us together, and it's enables us to have a common story, and that's what I love about music is it's storytelling.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it
Music
is.
is storytelling, and it allows us to have a better understanding of how other people perceive the world. I mean, you sit there and listen to country music, it's all telling a story about people's lives. You listen to rap music, it's telling the story of people's lives. You listen to Billy Joel, you're hearing the story of his life. Bruce Springsteen, you're hearing the story of their life. Sarah McLachlan, Melissa Etheridge, I can keep going on and on. The stories that they tell is what happens in their life. The good, the bad, the ugly, the heartbeat, the joy, the frustration all comes out in their songs. And we learn not only about who they are individually, but where they come from.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are certain states I've never been to, but I certainly know musicians that come from that state. They talk about things in Kentucky, and guess what? Okay, I have an understanding of the vision of what is be able to see their world through their eyes, through their music. And I think that's extremely powerful.
100%. I think that's why country music is so popular, because there's a lot of
Yes.
storytelling in country. A lot of like, ex-girlfriends drove off in a broken truck and kicked the dog kind of stories. But you know what, though, you can relate to them, right? Hip hop, very much storytelling, right? It's just a different way of delivery. I myself love my Sex Pistols, and I love punk.
Yeah.
Um,
I love the
so,
Ramones.
it's funny because when you think about the music, there's just a musicianship. Um, Depending on the genre, it's very simplistic or very complicated and very complex, right? Like just very layered. Um, Prince, when I listen to him, I'm just like, damn, like you can hear each instrument. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but like, well, okay, no, I was going to say something about Pink Floyd. I can't stand them. But
And I
Led
love
Zeppelin.
Pink Floyd. So,
I
but
can't.
that's okay.
I try so hard to like Pink Floyd, and so I don't know what it is. I cannot vibe with it. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. I just I really cannot stand, and I'm sure people are gonna love this on this, but Loverboy. I don't know what it is about Loverboy, but I hear it and I'm like, get me the puck out of Dodge. In fact, my boyfriend, when he doesn't want me in his office, he starts blasting that song, and
Bless
it's like
Loverboy. Yeah.
it's a Syya repellent. I literally walk in and walk right back out. I'm like, okay, got it. But yeah, but classical music for me, if I need to focus, I will play classical music in the background, because I think I need a melody or something in my head, otherwise it goes to like Smashing Pumpkins. So
Right.
I'm 80s 90s, just so you know. And I do like some 2000s, but I can tell by the 2010 I'm pretty much done with the music scene myself, my friend. So I think I'm right there with you, kind of like it's a sad realization when you're like, I'm kind of good with this group. My formative years were here. But anyway, I digress. Music does bring you back to memories. And I think that's another thing too. And I love that emotional connection with music, because it may not be the genre that I like. Like I say, I'll pick on country music just because, I don't care for country, but there was some songs that just made me crack up, and it instantly brings me back to the 90s. So the Shania Twain, like I feel like a woman.
I feel like a woman.
Yeah, so I don't care for that song at all, but I just love, like, I hear that song and it brings me right back to that time, when I was in school, college. I think it was college right then, or college. Like,
Probably
don't remind.
college. Probably college. And the memories are potent. I mean, I remember one of my best friend's fathers had Alzheimer's, and he ended up going into facility with Alzheimer's. And there was 15 of these people, with Alzheimer's, and they're all in the same age. They're all mid 80s, in that range. They're all in their 80s. And before meals, they would sit there and do song sheets and they'd sing together for 15 or 20 minutes before the meals, and it was all show tunes.
Love that.
They would sit there and play songs from their youth, and they would sing show tunes. And the staff learned the genre, they learned the show tunes, they learned the songs from their era, because it brought these people back the memories and gave them a little bit of glimpse and a little bit of light. And you could see that their eyes would lighten up, and they would sparkle when they would sing. And it was amazing how music brought back a little bit of humanity to their lives.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that was an incredible thing. And so music can be so powerful. It can be such an ally. It can do so much if we let it.
Okay, so you got me thinking about music in general, is how mathematic music is.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where my brain was going, just so you know, when I was listening to you, was, there's harmony in music, and in music, because of the mathematicalness of it all, harmonies have equations, and you can actually calculate that out, and like the harmonics of the universe. So now my brain just shifted towards math, the harmony, harmonics, universe, and the fact that it all brings it back to we're just speckles of stardust and all that good stuff of energy. Well, what is music but energy? Sound waves. It's sound
right.
waves. And that blows my fracking mind. Like it just, it literally is music as it goes through your eardrum. It's vibrating at a certain frequency. Some notes are going to be more attractive and appealing to you than others. And especially your state of mind, like how you receive those notes. I mean, it's so crazy to think how simple a pleasure music can be, and at the same time the awesomeness of the, again, complexity of all the things that has to happen in order for you to enjoy it. It's just I'm inspired and awed. I'm in awe of what music does.
Like I love altos and tenors, but I hate sopranos. No, I really do. I can't. My eardrums can very rarely take a soprano, because most sopranos push the notes.
Yeah,
unless they're really good, unless they're really talented, they push the notes. And I don't have perfect pitch hearing, but I'm pretty close. And if I can tell that they're pushing a note, if it's a little bit off, it just hurts my eardrum. And it comes down to that. It's the resonation of sound. And I find that I'm far more comfortable in that tenor, baritone, alto type voice tones than I am either the very high or the very low. And it's very interesting, but I'm far more comfortable with a bass than I am with a soprano.
Yeah.
But I like the mid tones more than the high and the very low. But but everybody has their way of thinking. A lot of people like the sopranos. A lot of people like hearing notes at that high end of the range, because they say, I can't hit it, but I love the fact that they can.
I think Mariah Carey hits that super high ass note, high note that just shatters. I'm like, oh, like to me, that's not a note. To me, that's just annoying. Like that's like a whistle,
Exactly.
like a dog whistle sound to me. But yeah, no, I'm glad we had that conversation on music, because I know it's a great way to connect between, again, like I said, colleagues and team members. Doing a music-based event for team building is really surprisingly a fast way to get people to get work together without too much difficulty, and across cultures, cross age, cross experience. You get the same song together. Like I can't help but think of that Coca-Cola, I'd like to teach the world to sing. Like everyone I know will sing along with me if I started singing it. No, I won't sing, you guys. Don't worry. I know I can't sing.
Well, let's leave it there. And this has been a great thing to know on. I'm Ben.
And I'm Syya.
We'll see you soon.
Hey. Thanks for listening to another episode of Gnaw On This, Business Bites. If you liked what you heard, we most humbly ask that you like, share, and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to communicate more effectively within your organization, contact Ben at yourbrandmarketing.com or me at brilliantbeammedia.com. We can help you build your community, brand awareness, and personality through digital content and podcasting. We cannot wait to hear from you. So see you next week for another episode of Gnaw On This, Business Bites.